You are listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Stepping up a ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing shades on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat. Down, turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hand thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Taking the mic, bodies said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. I am your host, the one and only Lord Amadeus, the president and CEO of RAWF here in the game we all know and love as Wrestler Unstoppable. My co-host this evening live in Seattle is the one and only the one and only El Vacant. Hola, El Vacant.
Hola, muchachos. ¿Cómo está mi amigo?
What's the weather look outside there? I haven't been here in Seattle. Is it rainy?
I've been in here all day.
You have? Why is that?
I'm working on a project.
I'm scared.
You should be.
All right. Well, it's only 40 degrees out there.
Yeah, I mean, it could be warmer, but it was chilly, but fine, windy when I got here. But, I've been inside for like 10 hours, so I don't know what it is now.
All right. Well, fair enough. At any rate, everyone, welcome to Seattle. Big night tonight as we get to start talking about Immortal XIII, which comes to you live in just a few weeks from Los Angeles, California. Some big nights and already some big matches that we know of. So why don't we start there? There's no rankings this evening, so I'm sure everyone's disappointed. But let's talk about.
I just got a text from the nephew who's outside. They said it's 43 degrees, but lovely.
Oh, really? That lovely?
I don't look 43 degrees after remember, I've been leaving all these places you've been bringing us. I've been leaving them in parking lots. 43 degrees is like 20 degrees warmer than half the places we've been lately.
No, well, I'm sorry about that, but. At any rate, Immortal XIII, just a few weeks away now, live from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It will feature, first of all, Blake Bradley calling out somebody, but he doesn't even know who at this point. Somebody for Immortal, whoever attacked him back last year at Philadelphia Freedom after he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He's sick and tired of trying to figure out who it is. He wants that person to step up and show up at Immortal XIII.
Fine.
It was you?
No. It was just funny to say.
Oh. I mean, that's cute, but seriously, I mean, we have no idea who this person was. We thought maybe Teflon Sheik at one point, but who knows? So I guess we'll find out in the weeks to come. Hopefully before Immortal, but possibly at Immortal. Who knows? Blake Bradley calling out whoever attacked him uh, last year at Philadelphia Freedom. All right. Then for the Multimedia Championship, Kenta will defend against the problematic Michael Brewer. That's a big match right there. What are your thoughts?
I think that's a good match. I think either person who wins, I think will do the job of that belt admirably, probably, from everything I've seen.
Mhm.
So I think for the company, it's win-win.
Yeah, fair enough. But who do you think walks away with that title?
I think the answer to that question should be answered next week.
Okay.
We see what shape Kenta's in.
That's a good point. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And also at Immortal 13, our Triple Crown Championship match looks like this. Davila, the reigning Triple Crown champion, up against the Immortal Griffith and Rick Nelson. And I mean, just you look at this and you think of Rick Nelson as the dark horse here, but he's actually.
Look, if this were a mic battle, yeah, I'd agree with you. We have 3 legends on the mat in this match at one time.
We do.
All of these individuals are some of the best mat workers in this industry.
It's true. You're not wrong. You're absolutely
How many times have you said, "Oh, Rick Nelson is in the top whatever, undefeated, but didn't speak at all"? How many times have you said that?
I think you're thinking of Sisabu.
No, we've said about Sicily too, but you have said it about Rick.
Have I? Wow.
Yes.
Possibly.
No, that hasn't been recently because he's been talking. But when he first showed up, he was kicking people's asses and only getting so far because he apparently never understood how to turn the mic on.
Well, very true. So what are your thoughts here? Who do you think walks away with that title at Immortal?
Okay. I think on paper, because he's done it multiple times and he's, held the belt, I think Griffith probably is the smart bet, but he's got other things going on. I don't know how motivated he is to recapture this particular title, especially if he does do what he wants to do and goes into Immortal with a different fight. I think if I had to place a bet right now with the data I have right now, I would probably say Dev will retain because of the advantage.
Wow. Yeah. I like I said, I never count Davila out. Even if Griffith's involved, never count Davila out. And it all depends. I think Griffith, depending on the outcome of a certain match this Sunday, might have more on his plate than just this
Correct.
match. So
that's what I was alluding to.
Yeah. So we shall see. Next up, Midnight Hobo Championship. Iceman Jer to defend against Denzel the Giant.
Look, I've told people they've been sleeping on Jer for a while now. He's an incredible in-ring talent. He's beaten several people that no one gave him a chance against. And it pains me to say I don't think he's going to beat Denzel. Denzel has been on fire of late.
Yeah, I think maybe Jer has a. I think he's got his work cut out for him. There's no doubt about it. I think Denzel, but Denzel will probably have a little bit more on his plate. He will have to defend the Hatfield and McCoy Championship at some point during that night. So, and as far as I know, as of right now, Jer, this will be his only match. But that could change, depending. We shall see. We do not know because there is a Fubar City Championship match tomorrow. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Who the champion will be for sure. It'll either be Papa Shaker or Teflon Sheik, but DVT will challenge whoever is the Fubar City champion at Immortal 13.
See, I was a little surprised at that little dust up. I'm not, and somehow I got dragged into it in some of the argument. I don't really understand how, but yeah, apparently Sheik was being very Sheik like, and Shaker took umbrage with it, and next thing you know, they're doing this.
Yes, we'll talk about this in just a few minutes. National championship, that contender match is not over as of between STB and Luke Cage, at least not as of press
Of course
time.
it isn't.
Killer Neptune will defend against either the former national champion in STB or Luke Cage. We'll talk more about that when we find out who exactly will challenge.
Yeah, I
Killer
think
Neptune.
STB, we should change it. It shouldn't be simply the best in order. It should be slow timing pugilist.
All right, so Platinum Dragon Championship will be on the line. The challenger will be the unsettled Chris Cage. Who will be the champion? It will either be the Immortal Griffith or it will be Kenta. We find out tomorrow.
That's got
On
to be that's got to be irksome to Chris.
Yes, it does. It does. But I'm sure Chris will be keeping an eye on that match to find out exactly who will he be challenging for the Platinum Dragon Championship. And finally, the main event has been decided for the World Heavyweight Championship at Immortal 13. Teflon Sheik, Killer Neptune.
Boss, boss.
Yes.
I think you were a little premature on that one window.
Oh, okay. Well then, Chris, that's what it will look like if you do beat Hobo. That's what your picture will look like. Why? Yeah, I'll keep the graphic for you there. I'll keep the graphic warm for you. Shut up, Enigma. Anyways, the main event of the World Heavyweight Championship, main event of Immortal 13 for the World Heavyweight Championship, Teflon Sheik versus Killer Neptune. Quit distracting me. What are your thoughts here? Does Killer Neptune finally win the big one on the biggest stage of them all?
Look, this if he's ever going to win it, this is the match where he's going to do it. He could not have an easier path to the title than he has right now.
I mean, this is true. He's been in the main event of Immortal before, but I believe that was against his brother Paragon.
Well, okay. So if I'm wrong, correct me, but he's had multiple shots at the World Heavyweight title over the years. And if I remember, they've been against Griffith.
Yep.
Griffith.
Paragon.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Paragon.
I don't think he's challenged anybody other than those two. I could be
wrong. He might have had a shot against Clay. I don't know.
Maybe a shot. No, I think you're right. I think he did have a shot against Claymore, but we'd have to go back and.
You know what this match doesn't have? Any of those people.
This is true. This. If Killa's going to do it at Immortal 13, will be the time. But again, we weren't expecting the Teflon Sheik to be World Heavyweight Champion in the first place.
Everyone was saying how they were going on and on about how Killa didn't stand a chance against Claymore, and then he wiped the ring with him. Like, it wasn't a tight fight. It was Killa went in there with a mission, and he accomplished it. I'm not sure he had to shower off after that match. Like, it was very one-sided.
We will find out. Killer Neptune getting the opportunity to win his first World Heavyweight Championship at Immortal 13 against the Teflon Sheik. All right, we'll talk more about all of these matches in a little bit, but first let's get to some GM reports, if we may. So, first of all, I can give you a Hatfield and McCoy report by looking at the two tournaments that were set up last Sunday. Quite a few people signed up for the Hatfield McCoy season. Thank you very much for all of that. We had 24 sign up for Hatfield, and we had
374.
No, 19 signed up for
Oh, that's
McCoy.
very
So
different.
McCoy was slightly less, but it happens. Right now in the McCoy, we are in round two. Killa Neptune defeated Ken Costa to move on to the quarterfinals. Sassy Applebee's defeated Claymore. She will meet Killa Neptune in the quarterfinals. Chris Cage defeated Scythe to make it to the quarterfinals. He is waiting the winner of Blake Bradley and Redneck Avenger to see which uh, one of them will face Chris Cage in the next round. Simply the Best taking on Leo. Luke Cage taking on Wildfire. Big Papa is defeated Miss Beautifatal. He will face whoever wins between Kenta and Cougar in the next round of the McCoy tournament. In the Hatfield tournament, we are in round two there. Paragon of Greatness taking on Michael Brewer. Lars Hellstrom taking on Teflon Sheik. DW taking on Joe Boo. Faith Duncarino has already defeated Strangleheart to move on. She will face the winner of DW and Joe Boo. Mark Caliber taking on Olivia McGinnis. Hotshot Chaz defeated the Extreme Enigma. He will take on the winner of Mark Caliber, Olivia McGinnis. And Magnificent Michael taking on Chev, and DVT taking on Psy. And that is your Hatfield and McCoy report. And hopefully, once those get done, the winner of those two tournaments will face each other to see who will be the number one contender to the Hatfield and McCoy Championship at Immortal 13. Quick look into the tag division. And let's see here. Last we saw a few days ago, round 3 went out. And round 4, I hear it will be very soon. But no updates on rankings there. All right. Let's see here. Who do we have? Enigma, did you have a GM report?
I did. I actually just yelled it from my side of the green room, but I can give it here too. I love yapping; it's my favorite. Big Papa won the Universe tournament and will face one of the following 4 people: either Jobu, Hotshot Chaz, Chris Cage, or myself. Now, for clarification, me being anywhere near my own division is a pre-written rule, and it is determined that me, as well as the champion, gets an extra spot, not including the currently 20 available spots as per usual. That's why I'm in here. If you can't beat me, then don't know what to tell you, because I fucking suck.
All right, stay right there. And you and I got to talk here in a few minutes. But let's see. Paragon, did you have anything you wanted to discuss? Paragon? Paragon, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. All right. Well, hopefully we can get to.
Here we are. You got me?
Yes, we got you now.
Look at that. I show up late. I don't have working equipment, but I'll tell you what, I finally got the Ultimate Gauntlet back up and running. So we do actually have ourselves an update. Not only has the signups went out, and anybody that might listen to this right now or on the replay, I would like to remind you, because it has been a while, there are no end dates to signups on the Ultimate Gauntlet. It is always running. Signups are always active, so go ahead and get out there and sign up if you haven't already. Also, to anybody that was in the Ultimate Gauntlet, signed up before the long hiatus, that wants to keep their spot where they were in the Ultimate Gauntlet, all you have to do is mention that you're still in the Ultimate Gauntlet, and I will immediately put you right back on the place where you were in the list. There are a couple of people that still haven't signed up again. Some of them have went inactive. Some of them are still in the company, so make sure to check that and see that you want to stay in the Ultimate Gauntlet. With that said, we actually have some matches to report. We started things back up with the Extreme Enigma versus the Immortal Griffith, and Enigma proving themselves right by, if you can't beat me, then what's your problem? Because you suck. The Immortal Griffith beats the Extreme Enigma going into a second match. And this just in news of matches that nobody will believe was legitimately set up randomly. Match number 2, the Immortal Griffith takes on the World Heavyweight Champion Teflon Sheik. And the Immortal Griffith puts down the champion, going into a third match right now, fighting Big Papa. If Immortal Griffith wins that third match, we will be setting up a fourth match immediately. Right now, it looks like we may be launching into the Ultimate Gauntlet with an immediate run.
All right. Wow. That could be. Why does that not shock me at all? All right. Thank you, Paragon. And glad to have you have the Ultimate Gauntlet back. Let's see. Griffith, did you have anything from RFC?
I do, actually. So we will be taking signups coming this week. There's a couple minor rules changes being made, mostly to clear confusion. Before, the rules were that you could not use defense, but I never said you couldn't use bag. But apparently, about half the people in the division thought you couldn't. And I feel like that's not fair. So I'm taking away that confusion, and I'm now going to say no bag, no defense. We're just going to go that way, make life easier. It'll still be a limited move set. I had opened up the window for people to give me ideas of other moves they wanted to see added to the move set and why. No one did, so right now we're not adding any. But in the scene, I will once again open that window to say, hey, if people give me a move and explain why it works in a cage fight, an MMA style cage fight, maybe we'll add it next season. So if you're one of the people who come to the RFC and you think we have holes in our move sets, it'll be your opportunity to suggest them.
All right. Thank you, Griffith. And Maeve, did you have a report from the St. Bridget's Day tournament?
I do. We're finally into the quarterfinals. These are the money rounds for those of you playing at home. And we have English versus Chris Cage, Hobo Ezekiel versus Destroyer, so that could end up being very interesting next round. Ken Costa versus Sibel, and Simply the Best versus my bestie, Scythe. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. There should be some good matches.
All right. Thank you, Maeve. St. Bridget's Day tournament coming down to the wire. We are in money round, so exciting. I don't know much about the High Voltage Invitational other than signups are closed that I can tell from the scene. And as anything goes, let's take a look there. And it looks like signups are closed there as well. So looks like we're just waiting for Cougs to get those tournaments started and get her stuff going. I'm sure that won't take her long. And yeah, I think that's where we got. Let's take a look at some tournament updates now. I mentioned the Hatfield and McCoy. Let's take a look at the Powerball Contendership Tournament. It's already in the final match. It will either be the Paragon of Greatness or Leo taking on the Powerball champion Teflon Sheik at Immortal XIII. That could be interesting. Either one will be interesting there. Leo, possibly his first RAWF championship if he can get past the Paragon of Greatness and go on to face Sheik. Arsehole of the month. It is in round 3 right now. We've got the Immortal Griffith taking on Denzel the Giant. Mancunian Maniac taking on Papa Shaker. DVT taking on the Teflon Sheik. Iceman Jer has already defeated Big Papa to move on to round 4. The Razor taking on Crazy Serb. Joe Boo taking on Hobo Ezekiel. Evan Deadly taking on the Stormtrooper of Death. Luke Cage taking on Killa Neptune. Kent has already defeated Leo to move on to the next round. Hotshot Chaz currently taking on the problematic Michael Brewer. Sisalu taking on Ken Costa. Claymore taking on Fusion Skull. Redneck Avenger taking on Badass Billy. Dr. Kent has defeated Uber Vegan to move on, as has Strangleheart defeated the Soul Reaper to move on. He awaits the winner between Blake Bradley and Chev to see who he will face in the next round. That's your arsehole of the month. Then in the biatch of the month, to see who will go on to face the estrogen champion destroyer at Immortal. You've got Davila taking on Extreme Enigma. Honey Thunder Nipples taking on Mrs. Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon. Maeve O'Hare taking on Black Lilith. Sassy Applebee's taking on Seabell. Tigress has already defeated Miss B to move on to the quarterfinals. Kitty Kabam taking on Wildfire. Kicker taking on DW. And Starlight taking on the Cougar. So that is your biatch of the month report. And as Enigma just announced we already have a winner of the Clash, the Universe tournament, waiting on the World to finish up to see who will go face each other, to see who will face the Iconoclast champion Destroyer at Immortal 13. All right, so going back to Immortal 13 for just a second, folks, we are going to take donations for the Xanther tournament, the 12th annual Xanther tournament, for another probably around 24 hours. I would say, yeah, probably going to stop taking donations tomorrow sometime around now. And once we do, then we will I will sometime this week tally the prizes, divvy them up into think I go down to quarterfinalists. So we will see. Right now, let me check, see where we are at as far as donations go. All right. Last I checked, 189.5 million, because I don't think that last person's going to. But 189.5 million coins, 6,574 wrestler bucks, and there'll probably be some topping off to do on those, and we'll have the final totals for you next week. But that is right now where we stand. Again, I want to thank everyone for their generous donations to the Xanther tournament. So that's that. And then, of course, at Immortal, we will have the announcement of this year's class of the RAWF Hall of Fame. And Al Vacant, have you seen the scene? Did you see the suggestion scene went out earlier this?
I have. I'm a good 24 hours behind, so I haven't seen what's been said in the last day. But it was moving fast and furious when I was following it.
Yeah, indeed it was. Indeed it was, and some very good suggestions in the scene this far. Do appreciate everybody putting their 2 cents in worth. Some big names, and definitely a lot of things that the committee can mull over there. And yeah, it should be very interesting indeed. I can't wait to see what the committee has to say after all those suggestions are done. All right. Now, let's talk about tomorrow's superstars. Live from the Climate Pledge Arena here in Seattle. It will be for the Superstars Championship, Magnificent Michael taking on Uber Vegan TPO. Quick thoughts there, Al Vacant.
All my hats off to Magnificent Michael for as long as he's held this thing. There are several fights that I thought for sure he was going to drop it, and he didn't. All the respect. Uber Vegan he's a quieter guy, very nice guy, but he's a hell of a competitor. This is going to be a fight. It is a fight I'm going to enjoy watching, but I think Michael's going to retain.
I mean, you can't bet against him right now. Right now, he's on fire with that Superstars Championship. So yeah, I definitely want to put your buddy on Magnificent Michael, but I would not be shocked if TPO pulls it out. Next up, this one, as you mentioned, is going to get interesting, and apparently, it's going to be interesting to say the least. This is a Fubar City Championship match between Papa Shaker and Teflon Sheik. But it's not just a normal Fubar City match. It is an Arabian death match. Do you understand what an Arabian death match is, El Vacant?
No, Sheik was talking. All I heard was min 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 min.
So let me take a look here. I'm gonna try to. Uh, so, uh, it's where the desert heat meets the concrete floor. The Arabian death match is designed to be the ultimate grudge settler. It strips away the luxury of ropes and turnbuckles, replacing the traditional ring with a sandpit enclosure or a ring in heavy abrasive canvas and surrounded by a perimeter of basically a bazaar full of weapons.
I was waiting for you to be like scorpions.
Well, that would be cool too, but no, it's going to be like there's going to be a little bazaar kind of thing set up around there. Yeah, good thing for Sheik, he's paying for it. That's anyway. There is no standard pinfall in this match. There are no 3 counts. To win, a wrestler must incapacitate their opponent and perform a burial. The opponent must be trapped under a heavy object for a count of 10. And as I said, the bazaar surrounding the ring are stalls with specific weapons like ceramic jugs, heavy brass plates, wooden crates, and scimitars. Ugh. All right, so yeah. Oh, and the ropes are steel chains. Okay, well that's gonna be pretty. I tell you. Seattle's gonna love us after that one, but that's gonna be a brutal match. What are your
they
thoughts?
Could even set this up.
You
can't put that in the arena.
Yeah, well, it can happen, I guess. We'll see.
First of all, just the breakdown and setup between matches would be too much. We can't do that. I guess we could get like a spot, like out in the private parking lot. We could turn it over and then move camera. You know what? We can figure this out backstage.
But at any rate, that is your Fubar City Championship match tomorrow. Teflon Sheik and Papa Shaker. Good morning. And then finally, for the Platinum Dragon Championship, that match made here last week on After Hours, Kenta will defend the Platinum Dragon Championship against the Immortal Griffith. Thoughts?
I still am kind of stunned that was not the match Griffith challenged Kenta for, and this is what Kenta responded with. This match is not the challenger's idea, and that's insane.
I tell you, I think we've had more Platinum Dragon Championship matches this year than we had all of last year.
You're probably right.
I mean, considering that the last 3 pay-per-views of last year didn't happen due to the shutdown. I think this year's Platinum Dragon Championship matches are going to far exceed last year's. So this is like the 4th one we've had so far this year, I believe. And we've only had 2 pay-per-views, so you do the math. But yeah, Platinum Dragon. Actually, I think it might be 5. Now that I think about it, 5 Platinum Dragon Championship matches in just the first 2.5 months of the year. So, with that being said, who walks away as the heart and soul of RAWF tomorrow night?
I am hard pressed to think. Look, Kenta pulled off, in my opinion, a miracle and took the belt. He took the multimedia belt off of Griffith. Can lightning strike twice? Sure. Do I think it's going to? No.
I didn't think Kenta stood a chance in hell at beating Griffith at Love Hurts. So I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm just going to say it's going to be a hell of a match. And if he can beat Griffith tomorrow, my hat's off to him. My hat is definitely off to him if he can beat Griffith tomorrow.
Yeah, see.
So that is.
If he manages to win that fight too, like we ain't never hearing the end of that.
True enough. All right. But anyways, back to Immortal, and actually Immortal, Enigma. Well, actually, let's bring. Yeah, I'm sure he's been waiting for this for a while, ladies and gentlemen. With his new entrance music, with their new entrance music, please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the Extreme Enigma. Good evening, Enigma.
Hello, LA. Hello, Fakins. Are you all happy? I'm not Groot anymore. It's different.
It
Well,
is
it's getting
different.
mixed reviews. Chris Cage was very happy. May says
It's still
it's
kind of
less
harsh.
abrasive, but somehow still awful. So you know,
But on that note, I'm having a margarita.
at any rate, Enigma. What I wanted to talk about, because we meant to mention it earlier, but we didn't. Immortal 13 happens on the same day as a major event that you're running in LCW, and actually RAWF Immortal is going to be a part of that event. That being the LCW Glory Festival. Talk to me about how things are coming for the festival. First of all.
I'd love to. First off, thank you, LA, for taking the time to even mention it. I know it's a very busy radio show, and I feel honored to have it talked about. Glory Festival is going really good. I've started to send out the official word to different company owners and GMs. I've received news that there's going to be quite a few interesting events going on. You know, not just title matches or random matches. We're going to have something called the Instamatch Cup. So anybody in UEW is going to have something to fight for. Big old coin prize. We're going to have a much less shiny, currently unnamed big ass tournament with over 20 million coins, bunch of wrestler bucks, extra prizes. It's looking great all around, and I'm looking forward to seeing what RAWF contributes via the GMs. I know, obviously, the focus is on Immortal, you know, the shutout, the purge, blah, 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 blah. It got a little convoluted, but I'm happy to I'm hoping that we can get something going on, even if it's a normal RAWF match just over on in Glory Festival.
Well, and I'm sure you're wondering how big of a part RAWF plans on playing on April 5th, which Easter Sunday, by the way, which is, and I just wanted to let you know that every title match that's not run by a GM, every rankings title match will be a part of the Glory Festival, including the tag team championship as well. Even that's a as decreed by Unstoppable. So we're talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, the Platinum Dragon Championship, the National Championship, Midnight Hobo, Fubar City, Triple Crown, and Multimedia Championships will all be a part of the Glory Festival. As well
Holy fucking shit. I don't know how to properly express my thanks for that. Thank you. Oh, that's fucking sick. I'm honored.
Oh, by the way, you're gonna have to pay all my people extra for being a part of it.
Shit, there goes my entire RAWF paycheck. It's worth it. Worth it.
Just saying. You know, Griff was out there asking, so I just. Anyways, but that Glory Festival is it. How many days does the Glory Festival run?
It is 6 days. It happens from April 1st until April 6th. And I won't like yap about all the companies involved. I will name the headliners. Of course, we have RAWF on April 5th, the biggest headliner. Very big now after that announcement. Good lord. There's also House of Esoterica, Bad Company Wrestling, World Extreme Wrestling, Live American Wrestling, and of course my own company, Legacy Championship Wrestling, as the headliners. We have hit 31 companies, actually, so it is, I believe, the biggest version of this event that has happened. Previously Bound for Glory, currently Glory Festival.
Well, there goes your Easter weekend.
Yeah.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, LCW, the Glory Festival, begins on April 1st, runs through April 6th. RAWF will headline April 5th with all of its big matches from Immortal 13. So, sounds good. Enigma. So, with that being said, it's probably a good thing, well, at least at this point, that you don't have quite the headline match yet at Immortal 13. Sounds like you may need the day off.
Honestly, yeah. If not even just covering press stuff, representing RWF as a GM now. Yeah, it is going to be a busy as hell weekend. I'm thankful to the GMs who will be helping me out from any companies, and it is. Whew, I'm very violently excited for this.
I'm sorry, Enigma, though. I'm going to have to change this picture. It looks like you have grape jelly all over your face. This.
I am.
I just thought his star fuel exploded.
we may need to fix that.
I'm wondering what the dates on his arm mean.
I don't
I'll
know.
tell you about that one in private, Mr. Vacant.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, I think we'll change that picture. I think for the future, I think we'll get you a picture of you in the radio station here, radio. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you wanted to discuss, Enigma?
No, still chasing my own Immortal match, but I guess I will say I'm excited to see the card. It is a hell of a fucking card lining up right now. I'm not on it yet, but it looks good.
Indeed, it does look good. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, absolutely is going to be interesting, to say the least. But at any rate, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to the Glory Festival coming up on April 1st through. How many companies did you say? 31?
31 whole ass companies.
Wow. That's something else. I applaud you for that. I really do. That's a hell of an event you're gonna be running there, and I'm glad RAWF is going to be a big part of it. So, folks, if you want to be a part of the Glory Festival, I'm sure I almost figure just about everybody in WU should be in one of those 31 companies, and if they're not, well, I don't know what to tell them. But all right, thank you, Enigma. Appreciate your time, and we will see. Oh, well, I'll have to get Randy in here to tell everybody who they face here in just a second. All right. Thanks, Enigma. All right. So, yes, we need to bring on. Who did I say we needed to bring in here?
My buddy. My pal. It's Randy.
I swear to God, I'm going to get the theme song to My Little Buddy if you keep saying that.
Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vacant's buddy, Randy Mortimer Duraw. Good evening, Randy. Yeah, what song were you talking about there, boss man? I've never. What's my buddy? I'll explain it later. It kind of
Wherever I go, he goes.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Anyways, tomorrow's Superstars live from Seattle. Here is your undercard. First of all, this whole thing between Ken Costa and the murder continues tomorrow as Ken Costa is sent against Joey Woohoo, if you will. Yeah, so there we got that. Sassy Applebee's takes on Miss B. Scythe takes on Alexei Shmerno. Bubs takes on Sophia McFadden. Destroyer takes on Menifee. Stormtrooper of Death takes on Leo. Tigress to take on Simply the Best. Paragon of Greatness takes on Kicker. The Minion takes on Michael Brewer. Claymore to take on Mystic Mania. Deez takes on Faith Dunkerino. Hot Cheese takes on Fusion Skull. Chev takes on Blake Bradley. Fabulous Diana takes on Rick Nelson. Evan Deadly to take on Anthony Patrick. Wildfire takes on Marquis de Sade. Crazy Serb takes on Luke Cage. Mick Devilson takes on Natalia Nitro. Starlight takes on Psycho Girl. Honey Thunder Nipples takes on Black Lilith. Dr. Kent takes on Lars Hellstrom. Cougar Knight takes on Big Papa. Io Del Seguidor takes on Money Sue. Aaron McFadden takes on Iceman Jer. Denzel the Giant takes on Joe Boo. Seabell takes on Extreme Enigma. Dark Warrior takes on Undertaker. Soul Reaper takes on Chris Cage. Hobo Ezekiel to take on Tad Beaglewolf Dennis. Maeve O'Hare takes on Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon. DVT takes on DW. McCunian Maniac takes on Hotshot Chaz. The Razor takes on Chiro El Napolitano. Knox Boogie takes on Gorgodio. Badass Billy takes on Sisaloo. Olivia McGinnis takes on Mark Caliber. Killer Neptune takes on Killer El Lobo. Jigs takes on the Agent of Hate. Andy Price takes on Toxic Megatron Avenger. Draven Blackbird to take on the Redneck Avenger. Cyanide Harvey takes on Roger the Pirate. Strangleheart to take on Davila. And Kitty Kabam takes on Sean Hitman Hurd. That is your undercard for tomorrow's card in Seattle. Any questions, Vacant?
No, it looks good to me. Looks like a good fight. Good series of fights, I should say.
Yeah. All right. Any questions, boss man? No, I think you covered everything there, Randy. So good job as always. You have a good night now. Try not to get into trouble. All right, for RAWF, this has been Randolph Mortimer Draw reporting, if you know what I'm saying. See ya. All right. So that is tomorrow's undercard here in Seattle. Should be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Let's bring on the first class lass herself, the one and only.
Roshina biot branachna hasnish Tado farden on roimaga sambat Tana broira cheter Silaga sub trill her muresni havle fi on spine yakar muroi zinde Kagragam molor gait levelin nice Cross, mark, rock, here,
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Maeve O'Hare joining us now on After Hours. Good evening, Maeve.
Good evening, Amadeus. Good evening, Vacant.
Ooh,
Oh, hi.
there's something wrong, Maeve.
Why? Whatever would be wrong?
You seem a little peeved.
Do I? I never
You
said
called
so.
me Amadeus instead of Boss Man. Did you?
Well, that's your name, ain't it?
It is.
I mean,
but
I could
you...
think of a lot of worse things I could have called you.
I mean, we're pretty far into Lent, boss. You may just be hangry.
I'm hoping that's all. Is that?
Did you have
I-
something you wanted to ask me, boss man, or are you just here to waste my time?
I just wondered how you were feeling, how you were doing tonight, and was there something you wanted? Any plans for Immortal yourself here?
Well, I'm hoping to get into the estrogen match, since that's apparently the only way I'm going to become anywhere near a belt anytime soon. But it's early days for that.
True enough.
What about yourself? Do you have any plans?
I mean, other than running the event, no. I haven't gotten any. If you're talking about match wise, no, I don't plan on wrestling at Immortal 13.
Shame. What about yourself, Vacant? I know you said that you were only shamming about being the one who put Blake out of commission, but do you have
I would
any
be funny,
plans?
though, wouldn't it? You have to admit, that would have been funny. If all the while it was me.
It were me all along, Blake.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. You got the reference. No, I don't know. Look, it's been a while since anyone's called me out for a match. I haven't actually been in ring in RAWF in I think 2+ years now. It's been a while. I think maybe not quite long ago. The last time I had a match was when it was for the After Hours title, actually. So that was quite a while ago.
That's where almost a year ago.
Yeah. So no, other than getting to call a bunch of really good matches, I don't have a lot of.
I assume you're going to have a whole fleet of trucks there.
Oh, always. One at every entrance. You know my motto: never leave an entrance uncovered.
So I've heard. Let's see. So I'm facing Mrs. Luzon, Warrior Queen, Falcon, Expialidocious tomorrow. That should be a good match. She's not much of a talker, but she's always fun to face off against. And then we'll see what happens with Estrogen, and we'll see who ends up taking home all that money for Bridget.
So apparently, El Vacant has not wrestled since May 25th of.
Oh, why? Who did you get, Chris?
May
I'm not
25th
agreeing
of-
to nothing until I see who you got.
May 25th of 2024 was your last match, El Vacant.
And I think it was against her.
Yes, it was. It was against Maeve.
It were.
Trade
No, and
your
also,
opponents tomorrow.
other people tried this a few weeks ago. Bossman won't let you trade opponents.
Yeah, Bossman's an awful big stickler for the rules.
Well, why would you rather face Soul Reaper than Lou?
Not particularly.
Okay, well then.
I just said you were a stickler for the rules. I made no
I am.
value judgment about that whatsoever. If you're feeling convicted, that's on you.
Okay. El Vacant, anything you'd like to ask Maeve?
Ladybuck Luke.
No, but when God, how much more time we got for a minute? It's like 2 weeks. Right?
I swear to all that's holy, if you're about to ask me when Lent's over again, I'm gonna flip this table.
No, I know what it is. I'm just trying to remember how far away that is.
It's still 2 weeks away.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'll tell you what. After the show, if you come down to the truck, we will figure out Lent-safe things we can make for you at the truck so that there's food for you.
I've already had my meal for the day. I can't have nothing till tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, but if I know what I can make it that you could have something later in the day here, and I'll make it, which means it's tasty.
I'll take that under consideration.
I mean, the good news. Let's see. On Tuesday, you get to eat, right? Because it's St. Patty's Day.
I will be doing plenty of eating on Tuesday, yes.
Okay, so hopefully,
And I will be spending all day in my adopted hometown. They dye the river green, and that's always fun. I do wonder if that confuses the fishes. I wonder when they wake up if they're like, wait, what happened?
No, I think it confuses the fishermen a week later when they pull in a green carp.
I mean, don't go fishing for carp. They taste filthy.
Oh, you don't eat them. You just fish for them. They're fun to fish for. You throw them back.
I didn't know you were a fisherman. No, Vegan.
I'm not so much, but yeah, you know, the nephews find entertainment where they can.
I'll tell you what, if you've got some sort of fish on the menu, I will come down to the truck tomorrow and have some lunch.
Oh, I could probably manage that. Also, for a certain holiday, I'm experimenting with a potatoes Kilkenny burrito recipe.
Well, that sounds lovely. You should do that more often.
So, and you can eat that any of the days, right? Like there's nothing there you can't have, right?
As long as I hadn't eaten during the day, I could have the Kilkenny burrito whenever, yes.
All right, so then I'll make a fish thing for you for tomorrow, and I'll have a side of that burrito. So it's one meal, right? You can have a meal, but you can try it and see. I can get it on
I can have more than one meal tomorrow as long as there's no meat.
Oh, good point. All right, well then I'll make both, and then we can get a proper opinion of the Kilkenny in this.
As long as it's got plenty of butter, I'm sure it'll be lovely.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Was there
Well, there you
anything
go.
else, Amadeus?
I'm
No.
getting the impression that she's annoyed with you because she was very pleasant to me.
I noticed that. Okay. No, that'll be it, Maeve. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Good night, Vacant.
Hasta la bye-bye. I don't... What did you do? You did something. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. All right. Wow. I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick song break. And when we return, we will talk to the likes of the Paragon of Greatness, Redneck Avenger, and a surprise guest we haven't heard from in a while. I'll give you a hint. He's a title machine. We'll be back. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
One night, one ring, legends never die. for the crown, bodies crashing to the ground. No surrender in their veins, only glory, only pain. History written in the ring, every battle, everything. When the smoke clears, who still stands? Which titles will be changing hands? Hear the thunder, feel the flame. Every legend earns their name. Raise your fists and hear the call. Tonight we conquer, we don't fall. We are immortal. Hear the arena roar tonight. Immortal. Every warrior ready to fight. Our triumph now is inside. Legends are forever. We are immortal. Through the fire we stand tall. Immortal. Every warrior hears the call. We stand tall and conquer all. Legends are forever.
We are just a few short weeks away from Immortal 13 live from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and it is actually 3 weeks away. I'm getting excited. How'd you like? And that was an awesome song, probably the best one I've ever heard as far as the theme songs for pay-per-views. What's your thoughts, Leggett?
That was pretty good. I did not suck.
Yeah, it was damn good. All right. So, with that being said, we mentioned earlier we talk about Ken Costa's little saga with the murder. Have you been keeping up on this story?
Somewhat. I'm sure I've missed nuances, but I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah. Let's hear from Mark Caliber on his side of the story. Since apparently Ken Costa won't be here tonight, let's hear from Mark.
You're late. You know that, right? Oh, sorry, my friend. I was at the movies trying to catch my latest new favorite one. Well, you can worry about movies later. Right now, we need to worry about a couple of other guys. And Costa and Soul Reaper. The arrangement's still on? Well, of course the arrangement is still on, my friend. I will handle Soul Reaper while you handle that kitty boy. You know what they say? 2 against 2 are better odds. For once, I agree. And you know, if we'd have cooperated so much better, things would have gotten our way a long time ago. You know what reminds me? Why didn't the doctor give us that potion, let alone the ingredients in the first place? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to test us. Maybe he thought it would be funny. Maybe he tried to let us figure it out on our own. Who freaking knows nowadays? Well, nonetheless, those two boneheads that we'll be seeing at Immortal, they better prepare for the worst nightmare they've ever had. Because there's not just one they need to worry about, because now there's two. You'll be dealing with pirates, of course. As for me, I gotta deal with Ken and whatever type of false family he has. In the meantime, I'm gonna bring mine. Stadium Stampede may sound silly, but I'm always up for innovation. And unfortunately for Soul Reaper, his ship is going to go down, sinking into the bottomless lake.
Did I just hear the Crow talking to the Joker? Is that what I just heard?
I'm pretty sure that is what we all just heard, yes.
And apparently the Crow is targeting Ken Costa while the Joker is going after Soul Reaper. Wait a minute. That one gave me a headache. Anybody else? Okay. I guess we'll find out more about this as the weeks go on, as we head closer and closer to Immortal. Let's bring on, ladies and gentlemen, Big Purple himself. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the one and only.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the Dark King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paragon of Greatness is here. Good evening, Paragon.
It's the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple pickle eater himself, and it feels weird to not be introduced as the RAWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah? Yeah? Wait a minute. Did you say one-eyed?
I was more concerned about the
What?
one-horned.
Let's just move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
And I really want to know, do you fly while you're eating the pickle, or do you eat flying pickles?
The feeling of eating a pickle just makes everybody fly, right?
To the toilet, maybe. At any rate, Paragon, Immortal 13. This is unusual situation here. As of press time, no scheduled match for the Paragon of Greatness at Immortal 13.
Yeah, see, I wasn't very comfortable with that. I didn't like that. Immortal is a pay-per-view I always try to go out of my way to make very special. So I kind of did something about that.
I see that now. If I had a breaking news, I would play it. Dun 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the RAWF Powerball Contendership Tournament, the Paragon of Greatness. So that means you will be challenging the Teflon Sheik for the Powerball Championship at Immortal. So now that changes everything.
Hey, I worked fast when I realized that there's a big hole in Immortal that I needed to fill right there.
Indeed, indeed. So, have you been Powerball champion ever?
Yeah, I've been the Powerball champion.
Have you? Okay. Well, still, any chance to take away something from the Sheik, I suppose, is if you walk away as Powerball champion, a successful immortal, wouldn't you say?
I mean, especially now, absolutely taking anything away from Teflon Sheik and the Powerball Championship. It does actually move the needle in a lot of ways for me in both directions of this match, because we know the kind of money that comes with the Powerball Championship, and to take that kind of funding away from the Cerberus Triumvirate would be amazing, and to be able to give that money to people that actually need it, causes that are very worthy of the time and effort. That's also something that would be very important to me if I was Powerball champion. I would have the extra funding to do so. It's not the main event. I mean, we can't pretend like it is, but
Why not? A
have,
lot of other people like to.
oh yeah, and that's as a multi-time world heavyweight champion, I have to give begrudging respect to the Teflon Sheik, as it were. If I had a nickel for every time while I was the champion somebody said their match was the real main event, well, I would have a lot of money to donate to those charities. And instead, I'm going to go ahead and beat that money out of Teflon Sheik in a rematch from last month's main event. It's kind of poetic.
Indeed, and yeah, I just that just hit me. So I'm a little behind here, but you're right. It's a chance to get a measure of revenge, not quite the revenge you'd like to get, but still a measure of revenge against Sheik for what happened at Love Hurts, certainly. And you are a two-time Powerball champion, so this would make actually what this would do is make you be the first ever three-time Powerball champion, as nobody has held it more than twice. Uh,
I do love to check off little historical time boxes like that.
You right now are in among a group of six other people, so seven of you have held that Powerball title twice. It is you, the Immortal Griffiths, Simply the Best, Money Sue, Killa Neptune, Mithras, and Sassy Applebee's have all held the Powerball Championship twice. You would become the first person to ever hold it three times. So, now, in a matter of seconds, we went from, well, Paragon, what the hell are you going to do at Immortal 13 to like, hey, Paragon, you're going to do something. You could do something at Immortal 13.
Look, man, I heard you earlier today say that I didn't have anything going on, and I was like, nope, this got to get fixed real quick.
Indeed, indeed, and so
Big purple, no likey.
well, I mean, there is that. However, uh, I'm afraid you're going to have to talk about something else, and it may not be the most comfortable subject for you, but at the same time, you got to be excited for your brother. An opportunity to get that World Heavyweight Championship for the first time in his career, in his illustrious RAWF career. The one thing he has never gotten his hands on, one of the few things he's never gotten his hands on, is the World Heavyweight Championship. The only member of your brotherhood who has not been World Heavyweight Champion. He finally gets what Elvakin and I think is his best opportunity to date. What's your thoughts?
It does sting a little bit watching Teflon Sheik of all people and my troll of a brother main event Immortal, and the match that if there's one thing that really matters to me as a professional in RAWF, it is main eventing Immortal. I wasn't able to do that this year, and to watch those two do it, there's a little bit of a sting, but there's also this incredible pride in Killa Neptune, because he continues to persevere in a way that he never did in the earlier part of his career. A lot of his early career was defined by quick success, and then when he would get stopped on his momentum, he would just kind of go away or would give up. He would disappear for a while, and it stems from a lot of probably younger brother syndrome. He's the runt of the opaque clan, and I think that does psychologically affect a guy a little bit. But To watch him go into Immortal in the main event last year against me, be defeated, and then not only stay on his 2 feet, but power through to go to Immortal for a second time in a row to try to, as it were, finish the story. That is something that I'm incredibly proud of with Killer Neptune. And I think that I can, while it's not great for myself and it's not great for the good man, I think I can speak for most of the RAWF fan base when I say this was the ideal situation. Going into Love Hurts, we were looking at a few options for what main events we're looking at, but knowing what the contendership matches were and what the championship match was, we could have been looking at Paragon of Greatness versus Killer Neptune, a match we saw last year, and a match that we know from experience the previous year, there were going to be certain people in certain camps that would doubt the legitimacy of that match no matter what happened. Or we could have had Teflon Sheik versus Claymore, another match that is historically proven to be illegitimate and have a lot of people doubting it, whether they went into Immortal having the greatest matches of their careers or not. People would have questioned everything. I think that it shook out the best way for our fans. We have a match that is beyond criticism. It's a match that will be looked at as a completely legitimate main event between two people with history and animosity. A match that is actually exciting on paper, even to people that would generally doubt this kind of match. It's, as much as it begrudges me to say, it is the match that should have been the main event of Immortal this year.
You just pointed it out, and again, something else I just realized. Yeah, this is Killa's second straight year of main eventing Immortal as the challenger to the World Heavyweight Championship. Can he break the streak though? Because last year, of course, losing to you in the main event. Will this be his time? Is this Killer Neptune's time, in your opinion?
Well, we went to great lengths discussing this last year, leading into Immortal. I know that in Killer Neptune's mind, the perfect ending to his story is to beat Paragon of Greatness for the World Heavyweight Championship, step out of that shadow, become the champion. I personally believe that the only way to end that story is to beat anybody but me for the championship for exactly the reasons I discussed a minute ago. I think people would question that win, would question the legitimacy. They would put an asterisk next to him. They would take away his moment, and I don't think that he realizes that. I think being able to go up against specifically Teflon Sheik, arguably the biggest critic of the Opaque Brotherhood of all time, there is nobody that can take that away from Killer Neptune if he is able to win that match. This is the perfect opponent at the perfect time and the perfect opportunity for Killer Neptune to have one of the greatest and most memorable moments in RAWF history. I know that from the flip side of that coin, Teflon Sheik, Claymore, simply the best. One of their buzzwords that they really like to use right now, one of their rallying cries that they try to get people behind them with, is that they're a shake up to the status quo. They're trying to change things. They're not the establishment, which is farcical to say, but it takes some wind out of those sails, you know. Simply the best, world champion. Claymore, world champion. Teflon Sheik, the current world champion. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's shaking up the establishment when you're going up against somebody who has never been the world heavyweight champion. The story writes itself. You know, it's the perfect foil to each other in a match that I think nobody could deny is really interesting. And as a side interesting note, I have realized this, and that's why I can say right now, as much as I like to kind of talk shit about my little brother. He is a massive troll. He irritates me. I've talked shit before. I will talk shit again in the future. There is no bigger Kill a Neptune fan in the world than yours truly right now.
I mean, even Kill a Neptune?
Oh, even Kill a Neptune, because not only does he have the chance to finish the story, something that would make me immensely proud, would probably move me to tears. He has the opportunity to beat Teflon Sheik, who just took that title from me. He has a national championship where he very well could be fighting simply the best. And he is currently still in the Arsehole tournament. Should he win that, he would go on to face the good man Claymore. We could see Kill a Neptune in a match against all three members of Cerberus at Immortal, and that would be unbelievably entertaining.
Wow, I didn't even think about that,
I mean,
but you're absolutely correct.
And arguably, even if that doesn't happen with getting Claymore, he had to beat Claymore to get where he is at. So he's at least on that path to Immortal.
Yeah, regardless of that men's championship, Kill a Neptune has the opportunity to do the full dog walk tour, and that is unbelievable.
I like what he did there.
So all I've got to say is that while he is the biggest troll in the world, right now there is nobody that is a bigger baby face in the world. Nobody that I cheer for more than one Kill a Neptune. You go to Immortal and you prove everybody that ever doubted you wrong, and you prove yourself and your wild behaviors correct. You prove that sometimes the long path is the right path. You go get it, Killa.
All right. It should be very interesting for the Opaque Brotherhood at Immortal 13. When Kill a Neptune challenges the Teflon Sheik. And so does the Paragon of Greatness. I don't envy Sheik at this moment, and it's not even going to be. I don't think it's going to be his only two matches, and even if it was, still wouldn't envy him. All right, thank you, Paragon. Anything else you wanted to touch base on?
Not at the moment.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. He is the Paragon of Greatness. He will have an opportunity at the Powerball Championship at Immortal 13, a measure of revenge. And let's talk about that real quick, El Vegan, just you and me. It's a rematch of the World Heavyweight Championship for the Powerball Championship. What are your thoughts here?
Look, I didn't want to break his flow, and he kind of touched on it. But yeah, one of the things I was going to interject with was, Killa, in his head, he might be like, I don't know if it's the same thing because I didn't take the belt from my greatest nemesis, i.e. my brother. But I think once he reflects on it, taking the title off of the man who took it off of his brother has its own special flavor, I guess, is a way to say it. It's like there's a certain little chef's kiss to it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think Killa would, first of all, just being able to get his hands on that title for the first time in his career I don't care who he beats. If he can do it, he can do it. And I think it puts a little exclamation point on his RAWF career, no matter who he beats for that title. But you do have a point to be able to be able to hold the belt in front of Paragon and say, I beat him, you couldn't. What's up,
Right. It's just more troll feed, right? Like
yeah. You're welcome, Paragon.
Yeah, you're welcome, Paragon. If you hadn't already thought of that, but I will say this as well for Paragon's side. Paragon has a little more power in his hand than I think he realizes, because before Teflon has to go face his brother in the most important match of his life. He has to get in the ring with an angry Paragon. Pardon me. While I would not expect Paragon to do something like this because it's not who he is as a person. Oh, God, I got a nice little feather in my throat there. It's not good. Yeah. But, pardon me. Oh, my God. Let me take a little drinky poo. La, 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 la. Okay, that's better. All right. So, what I was saying, he has power to take. Because, if he were perhaps a more petty man, he could go into that match for the Powerball Championship not giving a shit whether he wins or loses, and just going in to do as much damage as he possibly can to Teflon before he has to go defend the world title.
Well, I actually think Papa Shaker has that opportunity tomorrow to do some serious damage to Teflon Sheik in this insane Fubar City
He
title
does.
match.
If I assume that Papa Shaker's motivations are what he says they are, then yes, that could absolutely happen. Papa Shaker, having been a previous member of a certain organization, I think until we see a fight actually happens, everything is suspect.
No, maybe so, but still, even if that's the case, and Sheik goes on to win to be the Fubar City champion at Immortal, and he still has to face down DVT and Paragon before he gets his hand.
And like I said, with the match to get to this match with DVT will fight fucking dirty.
Yep, absolutely.
And as far as I know, does not care for Teflon.
All right. Well, we shall find out. It's going to be an interesting lead up to Immortal 13, ladies and gentlemen, live in just 3 weeks' time. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is an RAWF Hall of Famer in his own right, and while he hasn't competed in RAWF for a while, he is still one of our legends through and through. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Title machine. Title machine. Title machine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mithras the Title Machine joining us now on After Hours. Mithras, how you been, sir?
Lord Amadeus, can you hear me okay?
You're a little bit quiet, but if we listen real carefully, we'll be able to hear you. Go ahead.
That's the first time anyone's ever said I've been a little bit quiet or anything. So anyhow, just wanted to check in. I've been watching what's going on with Immortal 13, Lucky 13, yeah. And I was surprised that the Sheik, who I commonly refer to as a knockoff version of Groucho Marx, is the world champ in RAWF. How the heck did that happen?
Well, I mean, he defeated the Paragon of Greatness last month at Love Hurts, so we were all pretty surprised by that as well, Mithras. I won't lie. I wasn't expecting it to happen. But it is what it is, and he goes to Immortal as the World Heavyweight champion. And obviously you have an issue with that.
Well, I did want to call and ask a question because I didn't see the full replay because, all over the world now, everything's kind of crazy getting video feeds and stuff. What model Bentley did he use to run over his opponent to win the title? Because that's how he won it the first time he had it.
Yeah, he didn't use a vehicle this time. Unfortunately,
fortunately for his opponent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those Bentleys can be a little heavy, especially if you get the 6 3/4. I think it is liter V8s. But so I was wondering about that, and I was thinking actually over a lunch with a burrito, and you can imagine who I was talking to. We were talking about maybe showing up at ringside for the title match. What do you think of that?
I mean, I, I have no issues with it necessarily.
I know this is a total surprise because it just happened like 5 minutes ago. But anyways, but you'd be okay with it. Maybe we could talk later. Have your people call my people. How's that sound?
That sounds great. That sounds great.
Super.
Yeah, it would be it would be an honor to have you at Immortal 13 in any capacity, Mithras, if I'm being honest. So
Well, I appreciate it. So let's make it immortal. Make it worth memory. I know that the namesake is in the audience here. I thought I saw a Griffith lurking in the background, which is kind of funny because it's hard to imagine Griffith lurking anywhere. But anyways, so yeah, I think El Vacant and I kind of had a talk about it, and we thought it would be pretty funny to be firing off verbal spitwads at a certain competitor in the title match. So we'll see. I mean, we won't intervene. We're not going to do anything naughty much, but that's between me and El Vacant and you, obviously. So we'll give a shout about that. But it's been impressive seeing who's all the wrestlers you've got. You've got a couple of those Cerebrus guys. Now I do have an issue about that. Isn't Cerberus or Cerebrus, whatever it is, isn't that supposed to be a mythical dog?
it is.
Three-headed dog.
What's that, Vic?
Yeah, it's a three-headed dog.
Three-headed dog. Okay. Well, I take offense for dogs worldwide. The dogs are off limit to rules like those guys. But I understand it's marketing. I know a little bit about marketing, and certainly have learned a lot here in RAWF. But really, a dog, you couldn't find something more appropriate, like Tinkerbell or something. I don't know. Anyways,
Look, I just think it's funny because he always goes around telling everyone else, bow to me, dogs, calls everybody else dogs. And then when he has an opportunity to name his new group, he names them after a dog.
well, think about it. Is he saying that his guys bow to him because they're dogs?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I don't. Quite honestly, Elvade, I don't want to know. Really, you know what I mean? What goes on in the locker room, their locker room, can stay in their locker room. Anyways, I'm going off track here and probably going places I shouldn't. But anyhow, so just wanted to peek in, throw out that offer, and if you're amenable to it, we can certainly discuss it further offline. And I don't know what the fans think. Maybe they don't want me and Vacant talking to each other during that match. Any comments on that from the peanut gallery out there?
Of course they would love it. Everyone loves me. I am a vacant. Voice of the people.
Yeah, the only problem is with, from, if anyone remembers, El Vacant and Mithras have the best pecs in RAWF, and that might just be distracting everybody from the matches or the match. So we probably have to wear like big oversized sweatshirts if there are such a thing for us. But that could be an issue which we should probably resolve later on.
All right. Well, we will discuss this in later, Mithras, but I see us be able to work something out. We'll see. Anything else you wanted to discuss? Are we going to see you maybe in the Xanther tournament this year?
The thing is, have you ever heard of a phrase called, this is like not really very character-like, but there's something called noblesse oblige. And the amount of money that is up for grabs in that tournament, quite frankly, it would be unfair for me to participate. I'd rather see someone, even someone who is well into their career, go after it and be subject to winning that prize. Because as rich as it is and as awesome the tournament is, man, and this is not, criticism at all. It just doesn't seem like it would be fair. And it's nothing about Xanther or RAWF or really anywhere. I don't generally enter tournaments because I like to see other people get the winnings. I've got so many diversified, such a diversified set of businesses that I really don't need the money, and I'd rather not, risk getting injured or injuring others. And, especially that whole head exploding thing that seems to happen when I enter certain events. So I don't think so, but it is a great event, and I wholly support it. I just don't think it's fair, given my resources, that I should win it. Because if I do, there's a lot of other people who could use the funds. And I see you out there, Chris Cage. I see you.
All right. Well, Mithras, we thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Hey, LA, can I ask you a question? The
Sure.
rule still is you cannot have a title match, even on a challenge from the title holder, unless you're in the top 25. Is that correct?
That is correct. Depending on the title. If it's a
so
ranking-
any of those titles that would be eligible?
It would depend. First of all, it depends on the GM.
Okay.
Like if it depends on the GM of the division. Say if you're talking about the White Lightning title, that would be up to Cougs.
All right.
Like if you for some reason wanted to challenge Chris for his
No. He's just challenged me.
I'm just using it as an example.
Okay.
Like, fine, if Chris wanted to challenge you for his RFC title, that would be up to Griffith to say yes or no, because that's not points based.
Oh, that Griffith guy's a tight ass. All right.
And the men's championship is also not based on the top 25. So if Claymore wanted to call somebody out, he could pretty much call out anybody he wanted as well.
All right.
As long
I
as
didn't
they're-
need to get in the weeds on that for you guys. Sorry to distract from the convo, but I just saw Chris's comment there, and I thought, well, I got to respond to it one way or the other.
No problem. Hey, Mithras, thank you for joining us. Always good to hear from you at any time, especially during the journey to Immortal, though. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And no place like RAWF, that's for sure.
All right. Mithras, the title machine, ladies and gentlemen. Main evented the very first Immortal L Vacant against he main evented the very first Immortal, and that's been so many years ago.
13.
Yeah, just about. Well, 12.
12.
You always gotta
right, because the first one was,
Yes.
Right,
So-
that's fair.
With that being said, next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in the reigning Platinum Dragon and Multimedia Champion, or as what does he call it? The Multi-Platinum.
Multi-platinum champion, yeah.
Yes, he is the one and only.
One time for the people in the rafters. One time for the ones that they laughed at. Yeah. Yeah. Walking down the ramp, gold scales on my back. Every step heavy like I'm dragging all the past. They said know your place. You a footnote kid, now the headlines. Flaming my fist, I took every cheap shot. Every boo, every loss. Turned a doubt to a crown. Made a throne from the cars. They built a glass ceiling, I turned it to sand. Now it's dust on my boots when I raise my hand. You feel that rumble? Every scar on my knuckles is a promise to the crowd. I'm the golden dragon, breaking every chain. From the nosebleeds down to the barricade, they chant my name. I hear golden dragon. I don't bow, I don't fall. From the fire, from the struggle, I was forged sitting gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Golden Dragon. He is Kenta. Good evening, Kenta.
Good evening, LA, Senior Vacant. How's everybody doing?
Doing well, Kenta, doing well. So talk to me. Big match tomorrow. You promised to put the Platinum Dragon Championship up for grabs tomorrow on the 15th, and you chose the man, the Immortal Griffith, a man who's now. He was already ticked off with you before Love Hurts, extremely ticked off with you. Why Griffith, of all people, would you put your Platinum Dragon Championship on the line against?
2 reasons why. Number 1, I got lazy. I didn't want to reshuffle the names. Number 2, he questioned my honor. And that is one Asian stereotype that is always true. Never question an Asian man's honor, especially in his craft. So those are the 2 reasons. Simple. I got lazy. Most of all, just I got lazy.
All right. So, with that being said, tomorrow you will defend that title against him. And, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, no title has been the Platinum Dragon Championship last year was probably defended 4 or 5 times, and already this year it's been 5 times. It's going to probably break the record for how many times that title has been defended in a year when it's all said and done. But talk to me about how you're feeling. Are you confident, especially after what Love Hurts?
Okay, so I'll go on to detail about this. 10 years ago, RAWF After Hours, I was sitting in the crowd, and Jake Bagwell called me out, and he called me a chicken, basically. And he told everybody that he's gonna put me in a body bag. Lo and behold, it was not meant to be. I beat him and humiliated him in that match on my debut in RAWF After Hours. In Love Hurts, 10 years ago. At that time, I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but during 2015, 2016, around those times, Misfits was the top stable or top faction in RAWF. Correct?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Still at that point, yeah.
And Griffith was part of that group.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was in awe of them, and I tried to stick around. And then fast forward 10 years later, Griffith is one of my idols in RWF. I respect him a great deal. It's such a shame that my alter ego, the champion named Kenta, disrespected him. That was not supposed to be how I imagined that match to go. But it fills me with cathartic joy, if you will, to beat one of my idols, to beat one of the top guys during when I first arrived here and walking out as the multimedia champion. It was a big moment for me, and double that, I was dual champion at the end of the night. I never thought that I would be dual champion in a company like RAWF, because this is one of the best companies in all of Unstoppable. Yes, you heard me. All of Unstoppable, one of the best. Every week, it's a USL Finals battle. I tell you that. Everybody goes Super Saiyan for the rankings. But yeah, I'm feeling the same way as I was coming into my match in Love Hurts against the Immortal one. I would not say confidence. I would say I am laser focused. and I intend to walk in at Immortal as the Platinum Dragon champion.
All right. Well, hopefully you will if you can get past the Immortal Griffith tomorrow. But let's talk about the Multimedia Championship match set for Immortal. It is yourself defending the Multimedia Championship against the problematic one, Michael Brewer. You and Brewer, a long history, not just inside the ring, but outside the ring, about defending the title against Brewer at Immortal.
It's kind of a full circle moment for me. As you all know, me and Brewer go way back beyond the ring. I was a problem child, a problematic dragon, if you will, back in the days. During high school in Japan, I was part of a gang. I did not have any hopes for the future. Fortunately, I graduated high school, but after that, I just became my very own boss, running some scams, running a gang, and then got recruited to, let's say, an organized family. And lo and behold, I met the man that I was gonna be second in command, his right hand man in that organized family, and that was Brewer. We were, I was his general. I was the mad dragon of his group, and to not get to not make the story long, we had a falling out. The organization had a falling out. It was not us. It was just, time when it's time to pay the piper. Basically, the law came into us. We had to skedaddle, and Brewer, being an gaijin, an outsider of the family, he got an easy access out of the group, while I had to take the fall for. Well, I didn't take the fall. I had to go to court appearances, basically confess a lot of things, but I got acquitted because it did not fit, if you will. And now I have to, I during those times away in that world, I had to change my way. I got my degree, turned my life around, and tried, instead of bringing pain to people, I tried to bring joy. And that's why instead of the mad dragon, I call myself the golden dragon, because I want to bring positivity to people's lives instead of bringing pain to them. The world is already, dark enough. Some people need to be a beacon, and I want to be one of those people. And that's essentially this story. Like, it's the past Brewer trying to bring me back to his fold, and me trying to not be changed, or not try to be sucked in that world again.
All right. Well, we will see what happens when you meet Brewer at Immortal 13. But the question remains whether you will be Platinum Dragon champion or not at Immortal. We find out tomorrow when you defend that title against the Immortal Griffith. Any final thoughts on any of this, Kenta?
Before anything else, a little, the little nerd in me. Well, I'm a nerd, but the little stat nerd in me. I believe you have some absolute domination members in the roster, correct? AD?
Absolute domination. Is that a stable?
Yeah, the stable.
Oh, well, I don't keep track of
Oh, you
stables, so
don't.
I couldn't tell you if I do or not. I'll be honest.
Sorry, but yeah, AD members.
There's at least two.
AD members have currently hold 9 titles in RAWF.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So we are
Well,
we are slowly shadow dominating RAWF, if you will. I'm just gonna put it out there because I love this group. This is my group. I love AD. But on to Mr. Griffith. Um, did he came on it? Did he came on yet to the show or not yet?
He has not been on yet. He was going. It was going to be right after you.
Okay, so well, he's gonna say to me, "Memento mori." You remember, you must die, if you will. That's the phrase in Latin, right? Like English from Latin. Memento mori. You remember, you must die.
Memento mori.
Memento mori. Yes.
Remember, you must also die.
Okay, so when does a man die?
Usually when his heart stops beating.
Well, yes, but it's a man truly dies when he's forgotten, and I believe I have ticked off or pissed off or got into the head of Mr. Griffith so much that he's gonna remember me for a long, long time. And whether I win or lose, everybody's gonna remember me for all the days of their lives that I beat Griffith in a match that he said to everybody that he's gonna beat me in. And I'm at peace with that. But being said, I'm not gonna make it easy for him. And I said that I intend to fight everything that I have because that I am the Golden Dragon, and the Golden Dragon always brings golden bangers to his title matches.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
That is all.
Ah. All right. Thank you, Kenta. We appreciate your time tonight. Good luck tomorrow against the Immortal Griffith. And we will see, indeed, if you can go to Immortal as the Platinum Dragon champion and defend against either Chris Cage or Hobo Ezekiel. We shall see. Have a good night, Kenta.
Have a golden day. I am gonna go to another multimedia appearance. This is. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I go, I thought holding this belt means being the face of the company. Is it not? No.
Maybe
Poster child of
internet
the
face.
company?
I mean, both of those titles could. I mean, you've got the heart and soul of
Yes.
RAWF, right? And the multimedia. I suppose you could call that the face of the company. Sure.
Hmm. But yeah, because I heard Mr. Griffith said that this belt was like the face.
To be fair, Griffith says a lot of things.
But he's the foundation, you know. Everything he says.
He will agree with you.
Anyway, just that.
Ask Maeve what she calls him.
What English? What?
She also calls him that, but she has another thing that she calls him fairly often.
Vain creature.
That would be it.
Ah. Okay, wait. That's why Blake's RAWF Digest burned me for calling myself the face of the RAWF.
Well, I mean, also, why are you paying attention to Blake?
He's a fun guy. I don't know.
Sure, but he's going to tear down everyone but himself.
I like self-deprecating humor. So, yeah. Anyway, have a golden day. Media appearances. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Kenta. That was Kenta, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Dragon, the Platinum Dragon, and multimedia champion. So he's got his work cut out for him, El Vacant. What are your thoughts on what Kenta has to accomplish to get to Immortal?
I'll be honest, I thought he was going in the right direction to maybe calm Griff down a little with how he started, and then he kind of veered back into the but fuck that guy. I don't know how that's going to go over.
We shall see. Indeed, we shall see. All right, couple things before we get to our next guest. Couple things I want to touch on as far as other things going on in Wrestler Unstoppable. First of all, two other big tournaments going are in signups right now and taking donations as well. You have, of course, Papa Shaker's Papa Shaker's Autism Awareness and Inclusion Tournament is now open for signups. And if you haven't been to, I mean, everything he does for awareness for a lot of things for these tournaments is great. So if you haven't signed up for that, show your support for autism by signing up for the tournament. And if I can see, I'll try to put it in the chat here. There we go. That's the link to Papa Shaker's. Oh, never mind. May beat me to it. All right. Well, then, also, I'd like to draw everyone's attention to tournament being run in WFW, and it is being run by Faith Duncarino. It is a glioblastoma awareness tournament. If you don't know what that is, it's basically brain tumor. It's a highly aggressive grade 4 and most common primary malignant brain tumor. And as she shared with us in the scene, her father was just recently diagnosed with this, and it only does not have very long to live. So she has set up this tournament in WFW. It is believed still taking donations and signups for this tournament in WFW. It is a great cause, both tournaments great causes, and I highly encourage you all to sign up for them and donate if you can. So, with that being said, let's now get to bring on the man who will challenge Kenta tomorrow for the RAWF Platinum Dragon Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
From shadows deep, he rises, a warrior born of fate. With steel in his eyes, the tempest shall not wait. Memento mori. Echoes through the night. His spirit will not fall. Ready for the fight. Griffin Davian, the immortal one, eternal champion. His war's never done. Hunter of monsters, affection of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages. His head held high. An immortal legend that will never die.
Ladies and gentlemen, the immortal Griffith is here.
Good evening, Lord Amadeus. How are you this fine evening?
I'm well. I am well. I'm assuming you heard everything Kenta had to say.
I did. Yeah.
Your response?
So, interestingly, I was in a pretty good mood. I was going to come in here, and while I wasn't going to forgive him, he still has a lesson to learn. I was going to go on about how, you know what? Time has passed. I am a forgiving soul. My anger has assuaged a bit, and I was going to talk about how like I kind of, I was forced to respect. I give respect where respect is due. It's not like he did something cheap. He didn't cheat. He got a win over me. That's not something a lot of people do. He took a belt from me. Not a lot of people have done that. So I had to think about that. And then when I called him out for rematch for that belt, he went one further and upped it to the Platinum Dragon belt, one of the arguably most important belts in the history of this company. Up there with the World Championship. There are people who actively go after Platinum instead of World in this company, and I have been one of them. So I was going to basically kind of say, look, this is just going to be, a match between professionals because he had earned some respect. And I'm listening to him talking, and I was like, oh yeah, there it is. He's talking about how like I was one of his idols and this other thing, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I was in the right design, and then the tone changed, and I'm not 100% sure how I should respond to that because, on one hand, it could be him trying to hype up the match a little and not be, Paragon and being like, they're my best buddy. We're going to go out there and have the match of the night because we're professionals and we're great. Like, I mean, it's possible he was trying to put a little tension in the match, and hopefully that's all it was. But, I need to explain something because it's a pet peeve of mine when people try to take the things I say and put them through the filter of what they understand. Memento Mori is not there to tell you about your legacy. Memento Mori is not there as a threat. It is a simple statement of fact that you are mortal and you are stepping into the ring with an immortal. And, you want to say you beat me and you'll live forever in memory because of that? Sure, except that human lives are short and their memories fickle. Because you know what? People remember the best of the best. They don't always remember the people that get some wins over them. Like, it's just not how it works. It's not how humans work. It's not how history works. People think, that I'm a little vain because I like to go on about how I've put myself in the history books, how I've, that I go for that glory of those records and those titles, because those things last, those things stand the test of time because they are written, they are kept in record. No one goes back to look at what match happened on January 15th, 1957 to see who happened to win. No one cares about that. If you think you're going to live in my mind forever because you took a title off me, one, you think I'm pettier than I am, and two, I have forgotten more names than you've ever known. In a few years, I may not remember you existed, Kenta, and that's not me trying to be mean. That's not me being petty. That's not me. It's just reality. There's too much shit going up around this head. There's lots of things I forget because there's too much data. Don't think that taking that belt off me is going to alter my eternal life in any way. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go into the ring tomorrow, and that bell's going to ring, and I'm going to show you that an eternity of fighting, an eternity of being the ward between humans and the things that go bump in the night have taught me to not make the same mistake twice. That's what being immortal gains you, is that if you fuck up, you get to get back up and try again. And you learn how to not do that again. So yeah, did I make some mistakes going into our first match? I did. Absolutely I did. And once I calmed down and I started watching the match over and over, I learned from those mistakes. I saw what I did wrong. And you better believe I will not make that mistake again, Kenta. So here's my question for you. What did you learn from that match? Did you learn enough? I'm going to bet you didn't. And if there's one thing you should have learned if you've been watching my tapes, is that when you put the heart of soul of RAWF on the line, I show up to win. I have never had a shot at that title and not won it. Ever. Let's see if you can buck that trend.
All right. Well, that is tomorrow when you get the opportunity at the Platinum Dragon Championship. Let's talk about the Triple Crown Championship at Immortal 13. Challenging for that. Davila, of course, the current title holder. And then you throw in Rick Nelson. What kind of challenge are you in for at Immortal 13, do you think?
Look, actually, I haven't thought a lot about that match right now because I'm concentrated on this one. I don't like to put horses before carts, as it were. But I did lock myself in to get that title fight, so I should start thinking about it in the back of my head. At first glance, that match is going to be a hell of a technician's wet dream. You've got me, a master of submission wrestling and striking. You've got Davila, who's one of the best catch wrestlers you're ever going to meet. And you've got Rick Nelson, who is just a straight up mat technician. This is going, like, if you, for the right type of fan, not the spot monkeys, but the people who really appreciate what we do as an art form, they are going to love this match. Do I think I'm going to come out on top? Of course I do. I always think I'm going to come out on top. In my opinion, if you're in this industry and you don't believe you're going to win a match, you probably shouldn't be in this industry. So, look, I'm going in. I'm going to intend to win. I've won this title before. I'm certainly not going to take any title shot in RAWF lightly. But hopefully I will have a more important match at Immortal after that match, assuming this tomorrow goes the way I intend it to. So, we shall see.
And just to add to that, if you are to win the Triple Crown Championship at Immortal, you would join Chris Cage as the only 4-time Triple Crown champions. Currently, you sit at 3 with Chris Cage, Money Sue, and King Outlaw.
Good to know. I do like things like that. I do want to point out, though, there's another thing that's going on. We got mentioned early on that the gauntlet's running fast and furious, and I was already up to 2 wins and on my 3rd match. I would like to point out, since that's been announced, I'm on my 3rd win and I'm on my 4th match now.
Oh, whoa.
So when I go to Immortal with 3 title matches and I come out with 3 belts from none, I'm going to look down at the defeated body of Teflon Sheik after he loses to my man, Killer Neptune. Fully have my support. Go Fish, go. And I'm going to point out to him that his new little losing streak started when I took him out of the gauntlet. He likes to talk such a big game. He likes to come and make all these big speeches. I know. What was the last big speech he made? Oh, right. How it was already a foregone conclusion that Cerebus would have the main event of Immortal. How'd that go, Teffy? How'd it go? Oh, that's right. A certain shark ate your boy. Ate him right up. Happy little snack. Yum, yum, yum. Because he didn't put up a fight. That's how much you wanted your Cerebus moment at Immortal, that your guy barely even showed up. And what's going to happen next? You're going to go to Immortal without your friends, without your little stage show you want to put on, and you're going to have to fight for real against Killer Neptune, a man who's been trying so hard. He's been putting everything in him to get this title eventually. He has worked over and over and over again, and he just runs into roadblocks like myself, like his brother, right? But you're not Paragon. You're not a Griffith. Hell, you're not even a Claymore. What you are is a joke, a transition at best from one opaque Brotherhood member to another. That will be your footnote in history, and I will laugh so hard. Shit, Elvacan, I thought you were the petty bitch. I mean, I am a petty bitch, but I don't have a monopoly on it.
All right. Wow. So those the words of the immortal Griffith this evening, one night before he challenges Kenta for the Platinum Dragon Championship and could possibly go on to immortal as the heart and soul of RAWF. Griffith, I wish you the best of luck as always, and we will see what happens tomorrow here in Seattle.
We shall see indeed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is the rednecked one himself. Ladies and gentlemen, RAWF Hall of Famer and the current Anything Goes champion. Please welcome.
Boots hit the dirt, stealing my stare. Six-pack of visions, I don't fight fair. Rattlesnake blood running through my veins. Mess with the best, you'll be feeling the pain. I'm a renegade, born a ball, raised on rage. Knuckles up, I set the stage. Drinking beer and kicking pain. Ain't no cage to hold my name. A redneck avenger, don't need no crown. But you best believe I run this town. From back road bars to the square circle, there ain't no rules when I raise this hurdle. I don't tap out, I don't back down. You cross my line, you're going down.
Ooh-wee.
Whoop.
Yeah,
There we go.
That's good enough to play again.
How you doing, RA?
Man, I'm finding the frogs hair split three ways. Man, I got some questions tonight. Questions. Damn it, man. Questions.
More questions.
Yeah,
All right.
You know.
All right.
Question number one, Griff. You ain't back to the green room yet, is you?
I mean, I can wait. What's up?
Well, I'm just curious. Did you tell Maeve to calm down or some shit?
Do I look stupid?
I'm just curious because, I mean,
I'm immortal. That doesn't mean that shit doesn't hurt.
I know exactly. I mean, that's I mean, did you do that? Some's got to explain this.
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Somebody else in this room should know what it is too, because it's his fault.
Ah, is it?
And that person is not 7 feet tall or wear a lot of gray.
Well, is he endorsed by Breck?
He has endorsements.
All right, I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Man, damn. All right, I appreciate it. You go back. I mean, I left you a cold beer in the green room. Go back there and enjoy it.
Always appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man. All right. Damn it, man. I got question number 2. Now, they've been hearing this talk about Cerberus, blah, blah, blah. Now, it ain't 3 dogs. It's 1 dog with 3 heads. I'm wondering which one's controlling the body. Is the one that's humping your leg? Is the one that's trying to bite you? Or is the one that's already fell asleep?
I mean, it's probably not the sleeping one.
I don't know. I mean, they say let sleeping dogs lie, and sometimes the dog lies about sleeping.
I got nothing.
I'm not an expert on mythical creatures.
Well, I mean, I got a dog. I mean, I got Doomageddon running around here, and you know, you might hear Doomageddon here in a little bit because I'm a little bit irritated tonight. I think someone told her to calm down. Probably me. I'll wear that one. But you know, man. Oh, Draven, man, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Get really drunk so you won't feel it. I mean, it's nothing personal. I just got to do what I got to do. We'll drink some rum afterwards, okay? You got some rum?
Well, speaking of that, you realize that tomorrow on the Superstars here in Seattle, you're actually taking on Draven Blackbird.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard Randall, and he was pretty clear about that. And was like, yeah. I mean, did Draven piss you off, or did Draven piss Randall off?
I don't think so.
Draven, did you spike Randall's drink?
Nope.
Did you
No need. I see how much he drinks it,
roofie the
whatever.
Randolph? Rudy, did you roofie the Randolph?
I don't need to. He drinks Mad Dog.
Oh, okay. Now, well, hell, that could explain a lot if he's drinking the Mad Dog 2020. Did he drink it or did he snort it?
Look, I'm just happy he doesn't boof it.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, Draven peed in his gas tank. Man, again, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say I know not what I do because I know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm just sorry.
That man drinks so much, it's probably probably burns better than normal fuel.
Probably so. I mean, like, it's just going to be, he's the real pickle man. Because, like, you get pickled. But you know what? I'm also feeling really good about tonight because I sat there, I got to listen to the baby face of all baby face, the actual real good man, turn a frown upside down, and it just felt good. I mean, it was good for the soul, it was heartwarming. That was some hallmark shit going on right there, and I'm down for it, and then what the hell else was I going to say on that thing?
I don't know. You're going to turn into a Wookiee for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, Chewbacca is in the house. I mean, like I just newly hired him on because Carl was getting a little bit off with the beer getting because he get the wrong beer. But I gotta say, I'm also tonight. I am happy. I'm happy for a lot of things, and I just had a foodgasm because I had a steak. I just cooked myself a steak with in a frying pan. Now, if you want to have one of the best steaks you ever had in your life, what you do, it's really simple. This is one of the simplest recipes on planet Earth. All you do is you take that thing, you put some salt, some pepper, some garlic, put about a teaspoon of butter and some wishbone Italian dressing. Let the butter melt down in the cast iron pan because you use cast iron. Once it melts down at about 200 degrees, you jack it up to about 500, and you char that steak on each side. 3 minutes on each side if you got your steak about 1.5 inches thick. And you char it for 3 minutes on one side, you flip her over and let her do it one more time. And you have a charred, rare steak that you can cut with a fork. So, excuse me right now, I got a Marlboro sticking out of both ears, 2 sticking out the nose, and I got 1 sticking out the front because it was that good.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tobacco.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes you got to do something to calm yourself back down after something that intense.
I mean, but now the question is, did you put like a garlic butter on it, or did you do like a chimichurri? Because it needs one of those.
Actually, I didn't do the chimichurri on this one this time, but I did have a little bit of that tagine infused butter, and
that's good too.
Yes, it is. Took that in there. Yeah. I melted it down. You got to get salted butter because that unsalted butter is for communists.
Won't work. Mm-mm.
Yeah, got that melted down there, and you just drop that steak on there, let it sizzle, let it just fry because it begs for mercy at about 3 minutes, and that's when you flip it back over. Whenever you roll it over and she takes it from another angle. Oh hell yes, it is a beautiful thing. She took it all and came right out of that thing. It had a little bit of a butter crust on that thing with a char. Cut it through with a fork, and oh my goodness.
I am going to point out to you that it is Lent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. Now you can also do some good things with nopalitos. You can get them in a store. It's actually a cut up paddles of a cactus. Take those things and you can actually fry those. You know, I don't know if it's cheating if you fry it in tallow or if you fry it in a little bit of bacon grease. But if it is, you can use some olive oil if your conscience is really bothering you. You go roll that in there and just get it to where it just has a nice, good little char, and you drop it out of there, and put that on top of a salad or some other kind of shit, and that way you can stand that. I mean, I'm sorry for folk, but I can never be Catholic because an animal must die for my sustenance. I just can't do it. But that's something that can help some of y'all out. The olive oil meets mustard because it ain't meat.
All right.
Cooking with the redneck. All right, who's coming after my title?
I don't know that depends on the anything goes. You know, we're still waiting on that event to get underway. I think signups ended last week, so I believe she's going to get it underway here fairly soon. But yeah, hopefully you will have an opponent for that title.
There is no hope. Hope is an illusion. There's only a plan. Because if you're relying on hope, you have lost the initiative. Have them get that shit done and get it done before Immortal. Done.
Well, that's all in the hands of the First Lady of Anarchy.
All right.
That's all
me and her known each other for years. I know she will not let me down. She's going to get somebody out there that really likes to tear it up, and that's what I'm all about.
There you go. Anywho, so you saw the have you been watching the Hall of Fame scene yourself there, RA?
I have, but I haven't seen it in the last day or two. I've been a little bit. My manager's been a little bit intensely busy, but I have seen some pieces of it. I still stick by what I said last week, because I have my folks that I recommended, but also Sassy and Destroyer, who I shamefully left off my list, and I've beaten myself profusely because of it. You know why? Because I'm just that way. Those two need to be in, as well as the whole class that I recommended. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What was you going to ask me?
I just was. Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's true. I did ask you last week, didn't I? And because you'd already made your suggestions. But Blake Bradley, Extreme Enigma, Prince of Wales, good old Prince. AF James and Tigress were your first group, and then you agreed with a couple of the other people. So
yeah, and Paragon, I think Destroyer has been here more than 6 months. I mean, I'll agree with you then, and that especially for me, that's a short time that I would recommend on anybody. I mean, that's like way short of a time. I mean, I hurt Maeve's feelings, which I apologize to her for it, but and she was like on the low end of time frame for getting in. But the piece on Destroyer is her overall influence on her indirect influence before she ever got into RAWF. She's one who helped shape the game itself and the context which RAWF exists in. That's one person I would make an exception for as far as for the short time. So,
I wouldn't. My opinion. I'm going to first of all, she's only been in about a year and a half.
Yeah.
To be fair, she has won a lot. She has won quite a few titles, no doubt about it. And you're absolutely right. She's had a huge influence outside of RAWF, but that's why there's a WU Hall of Fame.
True.
And she's in.
Oh yeah, she was like a first ballot, first class. What I'm saying with that is, it's symbiotic because you can't have an RAWF without a W. And these days, now, especially about the last 4 or 5 years, you really can't have a WU without RAWF. Chicken or the egg? And
Well,
that's my argument for. And if she needs to wait some more time, like I'm not the only opinion that counts, but in my estimation, for what my opinion is worth, she's simply weighted as in WEIGHTED, because of the influence that she's had both in the game that shaped RAWF and in her impact in RAWF, the direct impact. So, I mean, I'm not mad either way, and I guess I understand opinions that go in both ways on that, but my endorsement it's a I wouldn't throw a brick at it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well, we'll agree to disagree on that
Oh,
one.
absolutely.
Not that I don't think Destroyer in a couple of years will be in the RAWF Hall of Fame if she keeps going the way she has been in her first year and a half. In fact, I'm almost positive she will be. But with that being said, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that
No,
one.
yeah,
But
absolutely. I mean, that's why we have discussions. I mean, we're
yep,
adults.
even Destroyer herself admitted in the scene.
Yeah.
So, but at any rate,
But I have to say on that is that STB made it in less time than that.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Okay, well, I guess I would be confusing that with his active time, as far as for whenever he decided to embrace the.
That's STB. Yes, STB did take a while to get his real rhythm in RAWF, but he has been in RAWF pretty much since almost since you and the Renegades have. Almost.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have never known it. And
This is true. But still,
hell of a fighter,
he
but
did win.
he didn't make his presence known until right up to that point. But I mean, listen, it's not a hill I'm going to die on. It's a point of discussion that I will put forth, and that's all. I mean, it's out of respect. It's out of respect for both viewpoints, because I have been probably the hardest stickler as far as for a Hall of Famer, as when it comes to time frame for someone to make their impact in RAWF. Because I mean, I recognize that, and that's just the exception that I would make. But I know it is up to the council, and I am not. I'm not all tore up either way. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the committee is listening to everybody's opinions on this. So, with that being said, RA, appreciate your opinions. And was there anything else you wanted to discuss before we call it an evening?
Nothing to keep these folks up at night, but beer.
All right. Appreciate your time, RA. We'll talk to you again very soon, and you have a good night. Have another couple of ones for me, would you?
I most certainly will, and those don't count against the ones that I have for me.
Sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Red Deck Avenger, ladies and gentlemen. And his special, well, he's just a special guy. And I don't mean that in a derogative way. I didn't mean it like that. But at any rate. All right, real quick, a recap of tomorrow's Superstars, because there are some big matches for tomorrow, real quick, before we take our leave. As I said, from the Climate Pledge Arena here in Seattle, it will be Magnificent Michael defending the Superstars Championship against Uber Vegan TPO. We have a Fubar City Championship match, Arabian Death match, Papa Shaker versus the Teflon Sheik. And in the main event, it will be Kenta defending the Platinum Dragon Championship against the Immortal Griffith, as well as all
That's
the
worth
everyone
at least 2 or
else
3
will
shots of tequila.
3 shots of tequila to that, ladies and gentlemen. And El Vacant, any final thoughts on anything?
Yes, I think that the committee should take a close look at the things Chris Cage, a member of the Hall of Fame, suggested in his suggestions. I think he is a very wise young man, and we should, give his words some weight.
Oh, yeah, I agree. When he suggested Psy, it was a good one. That was definitely, Lady
I mean, that was
Catherine.
one of the things he said.
Yeah, I mean, people. Yeah, he had some pretty good suggestions in there. Just, of course he's gonna Luke Cage, Papa Shaker. Yep, there's some good ones in there, no doubt about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. We will see you all right here next week as the journey to Immortal continues. For El Vacant, I am Lord Amadeus. Good night, everybody.